Today, we're going to be adding an active stabilizer and more to the ultimate fishing boat. Let's get started. So first thing we're going to be doing is adding an active stabilizer. So we have to move all this stuff, and we're going to put a whole bunch of weight blocks that are going to move left or right depending on how tilted the actual ship is. So I'm just going to copy these and slam them against that wall right there, and that should work. Hopefully that doesn't cause any issues, but it might. So we're going to find the center of this pink block right here. So that's about one of these two blocks here. Then we're going to grab some linear track here, but before we do that, we're going to make the area where the stabilizer will work at. So we're currently making room for the track, so let's grab ourselves some tracks right here, and then we're going to line these straight across this entire thing just like that. So this is the thing the stabilizer will slide across. Delete those, grab a linear track, and we'll have plus going that way and that way. So hopefully that works. I don't know if it's going to. And then we need to grab our weight blocks and just make a line like that, connect that all up perfectly. I'm going to turn on symmetry for this, so now we can do this, and we're going to just put a whole bunch of weight blocks here because this will basically help us stay stable. Then we're going to grab this very simple microcontroller I have here off of Workshop. I don't know the exact name, but we're just going to connect all this up. So we'll connect this to that one and this to that one. Then we need to make a tilt sensor at the top to actually see how much we're tilting. So this will definitely be needed here. We're going to put this at the very top. Then we'll connect it up to the microcontroller. But let's go ahead, spawn it in, and actually see if it works, of course. And let's see if this works. Let's go down here to our maintenance hatch and go climb down here. So as you can see, the stabilizer is working. It is trying to keep this thing as stable as possible, and it is working because we have max waves on actually right now, which is insane. So this thing cannot actually capsize, which is a good sign. It actually might be able to capsize, I don't really know. All right, we're gonna be testing how it does when we're driving here. So we're gonna start driving. All right, put the clutch on like 60 or something and continue driving. Oh gosh, okay. It is pretty stable for being sideways. So we're only doing horizontal stable right now. We're gonna be doing like pitch stable here in a bit and roll, but it is doing quite good just for the one stabilizer we have. But as you can see, it's going all the way to the left and right, which is definitely working. Let's go ahead and grab ourselves a helm, and this is actually going to be so we can steer this thing. Even though this isn't going to be the final version of the helm, I can tell you that we need to connect it to our rudder, and we're going to see how good this thing can steer. All right, engines are running. Let's enable the clutch and control our pitch just like that. Perfect. All right, so this is us driving normally, and this is me turning. So let's see how, oh yeah, this thing definitely angles way too much when we turn. We're actually having water spill over deck. Okay, that is not good. That could be filling those ballast tanks right there, and we could be flooding, and I'm guaranteeing it would already fill those because it's clearly going over the hatches. So that means we need to add some horizontal stabilizer to this thing to help from basically rolling side to side like this. But as you can see, when we turn right here, and then if we turn left, the stabilizer does all it can, but it really can't counter that, especially if we're turning. So we need to add control fins at the bottom of this thing. I don't know why those are white lines. We're definitely going to fix that. So we're going to grab ourselves some medium fins right here, and we're going to just angle them facing upwards. So we'll do something like this. We'll put some fins right next to that one right there, and then we'll put some in the dead back, and then we're going to put some in the middle. So this should definitely help with stability here. Then we're going to grab these two microcontrollers right here that will help exactly with that. So we're going to connect numerical inverter side to the left side right here. I hope. If I'm wrong, it'll probably completely capsize this thing, but we're going to connect that up. But the normal function on this side will connect directly to the right side over there. We'll just put it right here for now, and then we're going to add some decoration to it to make it look like it's supposed to be there. Perfect. Then we're going to connect this tilt to this microcontroller right here, and now it should all technically work. Let's spawn it in and test it. All right, we're starting to drive here. It's staying level, which is the good sign here, and then we're going to try angling down. All right, moment of truth. When we turn, oh my gosh, it's staying completely stable, and we are turning. It is a little bit going to the side here, but we can fix that. But as you can see, it's much more stable when we turn. It was going way more farther sideways. But let's go ahead and add some more robotic pivots to this thing, and that helps with stability, I guess. So what we're going to do is turn on symmetry, and then we're going to line it like this. So every other block right here, we will put a robotic pivot just like that, and we'll just put it the same length as our stabilizer. Hopefully it doesn't give us a warning when it spawns it in. If it does, we'll delete it, but it doesn't, so we're completely fine. And this should make it actually float higher also, which it definitely does. Don't mind all those props flying out of the water. That is just from yesterday. I like that it floats higher now with all that stuff. Oh, we need to do pitch control. I forgot about that. Okay, don't dive this thing. All right, so now it floats higher. We're going to turn now. Oh yeah, it doesn't even go over deck now. This is perfect. This is exactly how I wanted this. Then I actually wanted to make it so we can control the stabilization of this thing. So if we wanted to go left, we can go left, just in case we had like water issues in the inside. So we're going to put that throttle right there. Then we're going to grab a add. So this will add on to the actual pitch of this thing. We'll go to the active stabilizer down there, and then A will go go to our tilt sensor for the active stabilizer, so right there, and then B will go to throttle. So just like that, now it should work. All right, so let's go ahead and test this out. I hope it works this time. Let's see. So like I said, let's say we have water in the right ballast, and we're gonna tilt it to the left now. Oh yeah, that thing definitely tilted to the left. Oh my gosh, are we gonna flip? Nope, I think we're fine just like this. Oh my gosh, this is an insane leap, but it does work. We need to find like the biting point so when it actually stops turning our stabilizer. Let's put it to 0.1. All right, there we go, 0.1. And then we're going to slowly move it to that side, and then it should move over there. Maybe a little bit too fast. We need to definitely make that thing go slower. Our stabilizer is really just too fast with it. But as you can see, it clearly does work when we turn this to the left side here. So everything is going to plan here. This is all working great. But I kind of wanted to add a pitch stabilizer for this thing because I don't like doing this thing's pitch stabilization manually. Then we're going to connect the inverted number to everything on this left side here. So just like that. And then the normal FX, which is right there, will go on the right side. Okay, hopefully this works. Oh, it's definitely not going to. I just know it. I messed something up there. We're going to test it, of course. All right, so we're going to start it up just like that. Perfect. And then it'll start pitching upwards, and it won't do anything about it too. Oh my god. Wait, it's actually trying to angle us up, I think. Just realized, why would we need both of them to be different on both sides? I don't know why I just did that. We're going to just use this numerical inverter one because I think that was the working one, and test this out. Throttle up, dump the clutch. Here we go. Moment of truth. Will it stay stable? Oh, it actually, oh, that's not bad at all. It definitely is doing stuff. I mean, it's working, but it's not working good enough, like, at all. So we're gonna make an additional throttle in here. Oh my gosh, there's way too many throttles. We'll put our pitch one right here, and then we'll connect that to like an A and B or whatever. All right, we connected it to an add here. Let's put our throttle up like that, and then we're going to test this. So if we put it upwards, oh, that shoots us down. Okay, we need to definitely put this on a sensitivity mode, and then if we put it down like this, it'll put us up. Okay, definitely sensitivity mode. Oh my gosh. All right, well, this thing's popping a wheelie now, and we're gonna do a backflip. All right, so we governed this to like a higher number here, so it's even harder to actually pull up here. We governed it, so now we can pitch it up just like this, and then we can also pitch it down. Yeah, it's definitely pitching up a little bit too much here. Okay, we need to fix that. But then if we want to, we can just slam it back down to pitch normally, and there we go. So I think this is definitely a much better system we got going on there, since it automatically does it for us. So let's restart the engines here and completely launch this thing like how we normally do, and let's see if we have to even touch anything. So we're gonna launch it just like that, and no, we really don't. It's perfectly level, but now I want to make it so I can actually fill these tanks up with water by clicking a single button. So we need to grab some pumps here, and these pumps will of course pump in water, and then we need some pumps that'll pump out water, and I want this to be done pretty fast. So let's go ahead and grab these pumps here. Let's make them blue because blue means water, of course. Then we're going to connect two pumps on both sides just like that, and then fluid in will go straight down into the floor here. Will that even work? Oh, it's not going to work. Okay, how should we do this? Okay, so we'll have to go down into the bottom of the hull right here, and then it'll go straight down into that. So we'll grab a pipe. We're going to have this one turn to the left here, and then we're going to have them both just completely go straight into the floor here, and we'll connect those two fluid ports to actually suck in the water. So let's grab ourselves some fluid ports, and this will bring in water into those tanks, and then we actually need to make a pump out system, of course. We're gonna make this the red color we always do, and there we go. So now we have some pumps going on. Then we're gonna put ourselves two pumps right here to actually pump out the water, and then we're gonna put two fluid ports on those sides right there, so it's all still on symmetry. Grab our red color, and there we go. So now we have it so it can pump out, but we need to actually connect both of these lines to the inside of this thing. I don't know how this is gonna work. So what I think we'll do, we'll just block it off like that. That really doesn't look that good, but it'll work for now with just our pumps, so that'll work, and that'll work. It doesn't look too bad, but we definitely need to fix that, and I already have an idea. So what we'll do is delete those blocks right there, and then we'll even it off with this inverse pyramid, and that should just work perfectly. Oh yeah, that already looks nice. This is definitely gonna work. That will not be an issue whatsoever. And then on this side over here, it'll work also. So we just have to delete where those pumps are at, just like that, and we'll make those two fluid ports, and there we go. Then we completely block off the bottom, do that. All right, so now that we actually have the pumps for it, we need to make some buttons in here. This is also gonna be unorganized, so this is clearly not our final setup here. This looks terrible. We're gonna put two buttons on each side out here. These will connect to the fill ones over here, and then the other side will we'll connect to the drain ones over here. And we're going to test if this actually works, of course, because we need to test this. This is very important. And then we need to grab ourselves a dial, and this dial will display how much water is in each one of those tanks. And then we need to grab a fluid meter, and that'll also do the same thing. It'll detect how much fluid's in each and every one of those tanks. So we're going to put it right about here. This will work, and then we'll just connect it up. And now we're going to spawn it in and see if there's 0 water in here, because there should be. Oh, we're going to flip. Oh my gosh. Okay, our stabilizers are working, so we'll be fine. But all right, we got our fill buttons right here, and it does fill with water. Perfect. And then if we even look in here, it should maybe even have some water pouring in there. Oh, yep, there it is. That's our water filled up in both of those tanks. We're going to fill it up pretty high here. See how this thing floats with full ballast. This is going to be interesting. I can already see an actual pile of water starting to form in here. It actually looks really nice. This is where we're going to put our fish at once they actually come up here with our fishing net or whatever we're going to use to actually haul the fish in. Oh, yeah, it looks like it's really high in there. Let's see how high it is. Oh, it's actually to the brim here. Okay, so let's close those doors, kind of see the actual capacity of these tanks. So we're gonna have around 8,000 liters of water in both of them by when this is actually done filling. But as you can see, this thing's really leaning to the back here. This is what it would look like if we were full on fish, but not when we were driving. Okay, so let's actually start driving here, and I'll show you guys. This is not how bad we will be leaning. So we'll start driving like this, and it does start lifting up, but then if we put that throttle down right there, it'll start bringing us back down. We look pretty normal, maybe still a little bit back heavy, but that's fine. Then if we look back here at our tanks, they are on max capacity at 8,400 liters of water. And if we open it, it'll actually probably spill out. Oh yeah, that's just completely filled to the brim with water right there. We let 400 liters of water out. All right, so filling them does work. Now let's test drain. Okay, we're gonna start draining them there, and drain does look like it's working. So what we're gonna do is grab ourselves a dial, and this is going to be the air pressure for our actual air intake, because that is quite important, and I do want to see our air pressure, so we'll connect that there. And then we need an actual pressure sensor to our air intake. So what we'll do is just delete that pipe right there and grab a different pipe. Now this will have multiple connections on it. Then we'll grab a pressure sensor, which we have on our coolant system, so we can see our pressure on our coolant. And then we'll connect this to the dial, and now we have an air pressure dial right there. So then I also wanted a fuel pressure, so I want pressure systems for everything so I can actually see everything, so including exhaust. I'm not forgetting about exhaust either. Now that we have pressure sensors all over the place, we're going to add some dials. So right here is going to be our exhaust field pressure display, and then right here is going to be our field pressure display. All right, now that we have everything actually all displayed and working, let's spot it in and actually see if our pressure displays work. So we're gonna start our engine up here and start driving this thing. Let's go down in the engine room right here. All right, so our air pressure is 84. Oh yeah, that's definitely working. And then our fuel pressure is a little bit bouncy, but that is working. I don't know why it's so bouncy. That's probably an issue, but who cares? It is running. And then exhaust pressure is at 0. I might have forgotten to connect it, but it's at 1.2. It says on there, so that's working. Then coolant pressure is all in sync, as you can tell. So it's all like following the same display here, even though it's separate. Now we're going to fix these massive bumps in the floor that we don't even need. Boom, both of those are fixed. Looks much nicer in here. And I also want a cutoff switch for each and every one of these engine systems, probably everything besides exhaust. So air and fuel need a cutoff switch. So what we're going to do is move our pressure sensor directly above that. We're going to even switch where this manifold's at. So we're going to delete this manifold right here and type in manifold, and we're going to need a T-piece manifold. So that one right there, we'll put that there, and then we'll connect this. We'll connect our main air supply. Then we're going to slowly move it over here. So if we click L, K, L, I don't even know. Okay, that'll work. And then where is our fuel or our valve at? So we need a valve. So there we go. We'll put it right here, and then we'll make it red so we know that it's some type of cutoff valve. And we're going to connect the pipes leading up to it. There we go. So now we need one for air, of course. So we'll just delete one block right there. We don't need to delete 2. I don't know why I was deleting 2. So we'll do that. And let's actually test if this works, of course. So let's spawn it in and cut off our fuel. Let's start our engine here. We're not going to actually drive. So let's just rev it all the way up to 1. Okay, it is running. Then we're going to cut off our air here. So that number right there should completely drop. Okay, air is definitely not the way to go if we want this thing to stop immediately. I don't know why it's not closing. There's no air going into the engine right now. I don't know how this is still running. So as you can hear, this thing is running quite loud. Let's close our air valve and see if this thing can continue running. And it immediately shuts it off with that air valve. Actually still running, but at a way lower RPM. I think it's actually just running straight off of our impeller pump. I don't know how, but our air is still like running. So all right, let's open our air valve right here, and then it'll start running normally again. Let's see. Yep, definitely. Here it is. All right, let's close our fuel valve. This is definitely going to do something here. All right, fuel valve is shut. Let's see what happens. And it has completely shut off the engine. Okay, fuel valve is the way to go if anything bad does happen. Then if we just click this button right here, it'll immediately start up just like that. And our fuel pressure is not working, probably Probably because it's not even connected to the actual thing. Why is that even loose? I don't know. But yeah, that's probably going to be it for this video. We have a whole bunch of stuff added today with stability, and this thing is looking and feeling much better now. Make sure you guys let me know in the comments what we should add next. Like and subscribe, hit that bell, join the Discord, link is in the description as always. But thanks for watching, and goodbye.